Assalamu alaikum, sister. Thank you for writing into our live session. As I understand your situation, you met a guy and you've been communicating online. Your personalities matched and you felt everything was right, and you both did agree to get married in a year or so. His parents were supportive at first, but recently they turned against your marriage. They stated they disliked the culture in your country, and they felt that they didn't like how there were different languages being spoke. According to you, they speak Arabic and your family speaks different languages. You've already tried to console them by explaining that your culture didn't necessarily define who you were, and you also took an Arabic course. So you're really trying to placate them and comfort them and assure them that, you will do all that you can to learn the language. However, they want someone from a specific country with the same cultural background, even though they knew that their son was trying to get to know someone from another country. And again, they were okay with it in the beginning, but they suddenly changed their minds. And they're also against you communicating online, even though you barely talk. So the current situation is that you stop communicating, but you both still want to get married. And he states at this point that his parents threatened to not acknowledge his marriage if you guys got married, and they would also disown him. So according to you, he now leaves everything to Allah and still hopes that he can marry you. So the situation with that, sister, is that if he's leaving everything to Allah and still hopes he can marry you, there has to be some communication regarding this, right? And the communication that the two of you have, of course, has to be moderated by parents or somebody else, so that it remains halal. Um, and with that said, moving forward with plans for marriage, you have to communicate. And if you don't communicate, of course, with the law, it can still happen, but Allah says to trust in Allah but tie your camel, right? So that means we trust in Allah, but we take steps that are halal towards gaining what we want or preventing what we don't want, correct? So, given that his family situation is stopping you from moving forward with this, um, as I'm sure you know, that if two people are pious, two Muslims are following Islam, and they want to get married, there should be nothing standing in their way um, to prevent them from getting married, right? Parents should not say no or step in the way or try to prevent a marriage between two pious Muslims. As adults, you both have the right to marry each other. And if his parents, are against it all of a sudden and you still want to go forth with a marriage, that is your right. Okay? Now, the boy that you want to marry, he may not be willing to lose his family. Okay? He may not want to risk having problems within his family or losing them over a marriage. However, if he truly wants to marry you, he will do that. And inshallah, if you do get married, inshallah, his parents will come around sooner or later, and accept the marriage and be loving, good in-laws towards you. But on another note, right, there's no basis in Islam to reject a marriage based on culture or language or race or ethnicity, right? There is no basis at all. And with that said, what they're doing is rather is un-Islamic because they're preventing two pious Muslims from getting married. And we were warned against that, right? Because marriage is is half our deen. Marriage is something that Allah created, and the stipulations on marriage are that, both are Muslim, both are pious, practicing Muslims with no, character deflaws. Um, while we all have some deflaws to an extent, um, we're always striving to better ourselves. However, this is talking about, severe character deflaws, right? Like committing haram acts all the time and not following, Islam, not doing our prayers, etc., etc. That doesn't seem to be the case with the two of you. And so, with that said, again, different cultures, different languages is no reason to prevent two pious people from getting married. And his parents are not correct in changing their minds at the last minute and using that as a standpoint. So, if the two of you do want to get married, you are adults, you are both pious Muslims. I would kindly suggest that you do reach out to him in a halal way and just ask him if he would like to talk about this further, so you could either have closure or the two of you can both move forward. Being left in lingo like this is not, a good thing, because you'll always be wondering. And if he's not strong enough to go through with the marriage, then you need to know that now. If he's going to submit and cave into his parents' irrational um, beliefs and standpoints on language and culture, um, then basically, that's what it is. And really, that's his loss, because you sound like a wonderful person. So please do get a hold of him, talk to him with somebody present, and make sure it is in a halal way, and ask him if he would like to move forward with this marriage despite his parents' objection, or if he wants to just end it, and then you can have closure. When you do speak with him, though, I would, bring, the Quran, portions, of the Quran, the surahs and the ayats, and the hadiths, authentic hadiths, discussing this very situation and who can marry who. All right. That will be your references, your Islamic reference points to the the inability and the limitness that his parents are viewing the lens of marriage through, right? Um, so with that said, you both are adults, you both are pious Muslims. Please do contact him um, in a halal way and ask him if you would like to move forward, or if you would like to start the process of closure for yourself. We wish you the best.